Hi, I'm Vanessa Marquette here at the Institute for Veterans and Military Families at Syracuse University. This is What's Brewing. Today with me, I have Mirza Tahich here to talk about our national survey for military affiliated entrepreneurs. Thanks for joining us, Mirza.
Thanks for having me, Vanessa.
Can you tell us about the survey and what it measures and why?
Is a collaborative effort between IBMF and the Whitman School of Management and has been made possible by the Kaufman Foundation. So it is a multi-year study. It's an annual and longitudinal study of veteran and military affiliated entrepreneurs, meaning service members, National Guard Reserve, spouses, and dependents. This effort is one of the first national initiatives to develop a data-driven research focused solely on military affiliated entrepreneurship. The study really seeks to gain better insights and understanding of the military affiliated entrepreneurs and identify political, sociocultural, and other factors that serve as barriers to entrepreneurship for military affiliated individuals. The ultimate goal of the survey and consequently public data set we're going to create is to inform public, private, and nonprofit practitioners such as Small Business Administration, VOBSS, financial institutions, Procurement Technical Assistance Center, corporations that are interested in collaborating with veteran-owned businesses. Our goal is also to inform policymakers and the academic community about the unique characteristics and needs of military affiliated entrepreneurs.
So I know you mentioned some of the people who take the survey. So can you go into a little further of the demographics of those surveyed?
So we conducted, it's a great question. We conducted the survey last year for about 3 months, and we had more than 3,000 respondents. In terms of the respondents, so we were targeting, again, everybody was military affiliated. However, majority of individuals that took the survey happened to be veterans or retirees, which was about 2,500 of them, or about 88% of the population. We had about 6% spouses, partners, and family members, and then about 6% also active duty National Guard Reserve. What was also really cool, I think, is that we had about 27% female take the survey and 73% of male, which is really unusual because usually the ratio male female in the military is 9 versus 1. So 90% are male versus 10% are female, which is also very interesting because in the non-veteran space, right, the average entrepreneurs, women tend to be about 27% of participants. Another also very interesting observation is that majority, more than 50%, had higher education. Education was higher than the bachelor's degree, which is common, and we have kind of confirmed that in other studies that usually entrepreneurs tend to have higher education, and the veterans entrepreneurs have to have same education level as other entrepreneurs. And what was also very interesting from our sample, we had about 78% have identified to have a service-connected disability. So there's a good amount of veterans who had service-connected disability who are entrepreneurs.
So can you tell us some of the top findings or highlights that you found from the survey?
Some of the interesting observations we've seen that about 93%, right, almost everybody, 93% indicated that military skills have attributed to help them apply those skills what they learn in military to entrepreneurship. So military experiences has helped them with entrepreneurship, such as work ethic and self-discipline, has helped them significantly, teamwork, leadership, mental toughness, and perseverance. Also, what's very interesting that if you look at the motivations, right, every entrepreneur identifies making my own decision, be independent, opportunity to be financially independent, and maintain personal freedom. So those are motivations that you not only see amongst veterans, but amongst any other entrepreneur. But what really was unique for our population that we usually don't see it in others is that one of the top 5 motivations to start a business among veterans is helping society or supporting the community, which is really unique and kind of supports the notion that veterans are selfless leaders. And then we also did some study about the COVID-19. So about 65% of the veteran entrepreneurs indicated that the experience in the military has prepared them for their business challenges that was associated with COVID-19. About 76% indicated that they lost business due to pandemic. 68% indicate they did not anticipate closing the business. So, a good number, almost 70%, indicates that they're not planning to close. They don't think they're going to close the business. About 31% anticipate they might be closing. Out of those that anticipate closing, about 13% think they can operate another 3 months. About half think about they can operate between 6 to 12 months, and about 40% thought they can operate beyond the year. Some of the major challenges they were experiencing and resources they needed included really funding and financing, and then also government contracting assistance. That was something that they were struggling, as well as assistance with adjusting their operations and their marketing to the online network or online channels that they usually didn't use before that.
So with all of that, what are kind of the next steps with the results? Like, what are we doing next for that?
So what's happening right now, we leverage the results. We created a report, and that report we also created some overarching recommendations for policymakers, recommendations for practitioners, as well as recommendations for veterans. So please go visit our website at IVMF and find the NSMEA 2020 report. And in the back of the report, we do have several recommendations. We are also publishing a special report for African American veteran entrepreneurs and for also female veteran entrepreneurs to kind of identify what are some of the challenges and barriers they're facing, their experiences. And we are continuing actually to collect the data. So this is a longitudinal study, data-driven research. So we're going to conduct the survey again this year. The folks that took the survey last year, they're going to take another survey. So we want to compare how they've been doing. So we want to compare year to year how they're doing, what challenges are becoming easier, what are becoming more difficult, what's working, what's not working, are there any new trends and new needs that are emerging that we did not capture before, right? If you look at a lot of the data that was collected in 2020 before COVID, right? A lot of the data is obsolete because those challenges that we faced back then have completely changed, and new challenges have emerged that we are dealing now given the COVID-19 pandemic.
Definitely. And like Mirza said, stay tuned to our social media and website, because we'll definitely share when the next survey is out, and then also those upcoming reports on women entrepreneurs and minority-owned business owners.
Well, thank you, Vanessa, and everybody, and including Vanessa, keep entrepreneuring.
And that's what's brewing at the IVMF, in service to those who serve.